Hello, everybody. I just had to find a hotel for the night. My name is Daniel Arthur. Welcome back to the Wind Waker. Here today, we're gonna find out who's in jail, and it's Tingle. Huh? I see the same green clothes, the same green hat. By the look of you, I'd say, sir, could you by chance be a fairy? Goodness! Did you feel my telepathy? That's why you saved me, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Do not worry, Tingle knows without you telling him, sir. Yes, sir. Tingle is my name, and I have been looking for you and your kind, for I too long to be one of the fairy folk. And yet I was mistaken for some kind of troublemaker, and put into this dreadful sort of place. How disrespectful! Please, Mr. Fairy, rescue poor Tingle from this place, and take him to where you and your kind live in splendor. Well, I guess our mission right now is free Tingle. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if we should actually free him or not, because he's in jail. He's in jail for a reason, yeah? He could be some sort of... what the heck? Yay! Hooray! Oh, thank you, oh so very much. Here is Tingle's heartfelt gift of thanks. Tingle, tingle, kululempa! Become an item! You got a Tingle bottle! Using this thing that is not existent anymore, you can insert a message you've written and send it out to sea for someone unknown to receive. I'm not kidding, this thing does not exist anymore, so this thing has no purpose. Be aware that you can't write letters if you're not connected to Miiverse. Mr. Fairy, are you familiar with Miiverse? I'm familiar that it's dead. With it, messages put in this bottle can be sent to fairies the world over. A communication of minds, hearts beating as one. Just don't write anything unpleasant, okay? Not that I have to remind you, Mr. Fairy. Splendid Tingle is returning out of his own special island where you can find him. Ah! Oh, she gained something important. Oh, Mr. Fairy, you want to come to my island, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? You got Tingle's chart. What kind of chart could it be? Head out to sea to check your charts on the map screen to find out. Open it on the map screen. If you ever need any help with your charts, just leave it to Tingle. Don't ever forget it. And if you'd like to give your Tingle bottles that little extra oomph that all Tingles crave, you should check the back of this cell. Check it right out. You can also send letters in Tingle bottles using... Okay, so there's a lot of thing on the bottom screen. And I'm just going to ignore it because Tingle bottles mean nothing. So immediately you can tell there's a blue rupee right here. So just go ahead and grab it, get it out of the way. Make those dishes bounce up. Find these Mario mushrooms, and now we get to get in the hole. So one thing, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to mention to you what you should look for when you're doing this. If you see, I'm trying to find it, but there's a specific way to tell if you're heading to a trap. Now I'm trying to find Okay, right there. You see that on the left path? Those wooden planks? Well, that's a trap. So this part is very easy if you avoid the wood. A lot of skulls in here. Date unknown. At last I have succeeded in stealing the Picto box I have desired for so long. Succeeded, yes, but sadly. Due to a slight mistake on my part, I was also caught. I have been imprisoned, but I do not give in easily. I refuse to give this wondrous box to my captors. I have decided to hide it here in the depths of my cell, and then make my escape by tunneling out. Yes, that is my plan. Alright, so... Of course, if I ever successfully escape from this prison, I shall one day return to recover the Picto box. I'll write the controls for it in case I should forget them. Set to items, press A to snapshot, use L to zoom in and out. Press ZR to switch its delightful pictograph viewing mode, and it saves up to 12 pictographs. Oh, how it pains me to leave it. I just wish I could get out of here so I could start taking pictographs. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're not here, because I'm going to break your skulls. You have a nice little skull collection over here. And I'm just going to break the whole thing. La 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 la. La 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 la. There. Oh. More skulls. Alright, alright. Let's get to what we came here for. We came here. You got the thing! You got the pictograph box. I was about to say pictograph box. Set it to item place. You could. Well, we already read all that. So now I can just put the pictograph thing on. Yeah, I guess I'll put it to R because it's a kind of item like that. So let's do this. So I can look around with the right stick, or I can just move my gamepad around. I can press ZR to switch modes between looking at pictographs we recorded and being able to make them, and also pressing X, we now got selfies, which were not available in the original. Sorry. After you play the game so much, it kind of is a little boring. But at least we're here. We got this. We got the rest of the game. Oh, almost forgot. You can press A to take photos. What do I want to do? Save it? Yes. Press B goes back. And now we can officially go, because I do not care for anything else. Why will you not? Okay, there we go. I would have figured he would have just put it away and then started crouching, but you know what? I'm not a game designer for that reason. So, shortcut here. Hi, King of Red Lions. Did you get a sale? No? Once we leave this island, it may be some time before we again return to its shores. Make sure you bought everything you need before we depart. Yes, sir. But I don't even have a sale yet. Stay away from him. He's gonna just tell me the same thing. So we can talk to him. You're looking for a sale? I have no idea. Oh. Never mind. Same things. Really? You have rescued him? That is news. I deem rather great. You are one stand-up individual. Indeed you are. Now I apologize as I have but another favor. I'm actually considering starting up a little shop here on the island, but I'm having trouble funding my venture. I have but one asset to my name. I wonder if you might buy it from me, perhaps. The people on this island have no interest in venturing out into these dangerous seas, so my chance of selling it to them is rather bleak. The bleakest I could describe. I'd really like to ask 200 rupees for it, but as a favor for rescuing my friend, perhaps we may strike a deal. How does 80 rupees sound? Nah. Oh dear me. Sadly, I have nothing else I could possibly sell you. I have no. But my hoodie coat, it is accused from my dude. Oh. I was hoping that it was going to be a bargain. Alright, fine, I'll buy it. Yes. Thank you very much indeed. I have received precisely 80 rupees for it. I'll use these funds to finance my new business. Oh dear me, what a happy day. Very well, young master, as I promised. Please, take that. You got the bad sale. Yes, you have made a good purchase today, my young master. And you have saved my life and business as well. Treasure it dearly. It is the finest sale in the world, treated as such. Alright, so we got a sale. However, we also have a pictograph box, and we know somebody who likes pictographs. Why, young sir, I must say you should be in possession of a very fine picture box there. Are you loving your pictographs as well? There can be no villain amongst the ranks of picture box lovers. Take your time, look around, I implore you. And while you're here, please do visit my upstairs pictograph gallery. You're bound to find it quite exciting, young sir, I guarantee it. Alright, so now he changes his tune. Here's his picture box, and there were his pots. And here were his other pots. But you know Link, he's an enemy to pottery. Look at that. What a collection. Oh, aren't these some finely snapped pictographs, you must admit it. But come now, you needn't be so surprised, my young sir. It is a hobby of mine to sneak up behind people when they least expect it. It's quite an amusing diversion, think nothing of it. By the way, the pictographs you see decorating these fine walls have all been taken by none other than myself. They have my pride and joy. You see, in my younger days, I was tireless, sailing far and wide across the great sea, snapping pictographs wherever I went. Have a look at them, young sir. Well, let's see. What pictograph is this you act of? Well, those creatures are called choo-choos. They act like a train. They're said to have medicinal properties, so they are a most important research source treasured by sailors the world over. Sorry about my speech impediment there. Why, there's even said to be an extremely rare species of them, known as the blue choo-choo. It is only under very unusual circumstances that they are ever sighted. You would be most lucky to ever come across one, young sir. This is a very nice pictograph. This one is of a tiny rock islet, resting far out in the sea southeast of here. Isn't it nice? There was a very dignified butler standing before the door, and I snapped his pictograph without even thinking. To the side, I am very certain this is someone's private cabana. Okay, what about this one? I saw this strange platform rising up out of the seas, seeming to claw at the sky. It makes for an even stranger silhouette. I wonder if such things still remain out there on the high seas, lonely on the waves. If only I had the chance, I would love to see these things once again. Isn't that finally snapshot? I took it in my younger days in this outset island. Oh, where we started at. It's the most delightful of fishing villages, innocent and rich with nature's bounty. It was there I met a beautiful young lass. Though I suppose she's probably not as young as she used to be these days. I see. What kind of pictograph is it? Graft is this, you ask? One ill-fated day, misfortune befell me and my boat was destroyed. Clinging to the wreckage, I drifted at the whims of the waves. That's when I saw this monstrosity. This foul ship, veiled in mist and fading in and out of sight like something of another world. Yes, my young sir, 'tis none other than the ghost ship. The rumors I've heard tell of a man who researched the reaches of the sea where the ghost ship faded in and out of sight, and then he drew a map of its movement. But it is said that as soon as the man had finished drawing the lines of that cursed map, he died a most unexpected death. Chilling. Truly chilling. Now, if one were able to find that map, then it might be possible to sneak onto the ghost ship and get the treasure that is said to lurk within its hull. Interesting. There's also this. Also very interesting. Is that not a rather mysterious statue? The statue's home is on one of the Triangle Islands. It lies due south of here. There are a total of 3 Triangle Islands. Northern, Southern, and Eastern Triangle Islands. Each of them has a statue such as this standing on its shores. Interesting. And what can you tell me about... I'm gonna guess this is the fortress? The Forsaken Fortress. This place lies to the northwest of our fair isle, but it has been enveloped in filthy dark clouds of late. What are we to do against the silent evil that lingers there? If you value your life, young sir, then at the very least you should stay as far away from that place as you possibly can. It feels as if evil that is not of this world lies waiting there, biding its time. Biding its time, sorry. I'm not good with the English language. Alright, so that's about it. Break his bottles. Oh. However, now we've seen something interesting. Now we see a reason to try and get behind the pictograph shop. There should be some sort of door. Huh. Oh, there's a door up there. Well, nothing for us to mind. We are going to swim! Tapping A actually helps. Oh, that look at your eye. So you found yourself a sail, have you? Very well, then I shall teach you the art of sailing. Come next to my hull and press A to climb aboard. Hoist the sail you got with A to get moving. The sail will catch wind, which will push the boat forward. The up that appears behind me indicates the wind direction. Use the left stick to steer. If you wish to move quickly, you should keep the wind blowing directly into the sail. You can always push B to put the sail away. Try when you want to adjust your speed. Did you understand all that? Yes. We don't want to repeat this. One more thing. When you are out at sea with few landmarks to go by, you will be at the mercy of your sea chart. I've marked the place we should currently be heading for on your sea chart. If you get lost at sea, select map displayed on the wing again. Okay. Okay. Carry us to the east. So, boat controls. A little bit different than regular controls because there's a jump button. This is the first game in Zelda history to have a jump button, really. Unless you count the Rock's Feather. If you count the Rock's Feather, then it's much longer. Here, this is what I'll say. It's the longest one without. It's the first one that does it without an item. We can get these lookout towers later. But regardless, we're about there. You can see it's processing in the distance. And as we're getting closer, we gotta repeat the cutscene. There, on the horizon, that is our destination, Link. Dragon Roost Island. Aw, I was hoping it would drag us the rest of the way there. High atop the silent peak lives the spirit of the skies, a great dragon by the name of Valoo. You must go seek this dragon and request from him a jewel called Din's Pearl. Ask the people of the Rito tribe, who inhabit this island, about how to see the dragon. Oh, I almost forgot. Wait just a moment. This is the Wind Waker. It is the baton of the swords. The sword that was used long ago when the people played music and prayer to the gods. I simply upchucked it. Don't ask where I got it. In those days, simply using it allowed one to borrow the power of the gods, but I do not know if it still works. Even so, I thought it might be of some use to you. Perhaps you should try using it. First, conduct 3/4 time. Do not touch the left stick. Try to manage the rhythm by tilting right stick up, down, and left, and to the right. Very nice. That was fun. Next is 4/4 time. Hold left to the left to change the rhythm. Then match the rhythm and tilt R. That's it, Link. Not bad for your first time using the Wind Waker. Not bad at all. You can also connect the 6/4 time by tilting this. You do well to remember that. You see the legendary Wind Waker. By using this magical conductor's baton, you can borrow the power of the gods. Use the right stick to conduct. Don't tell. We already went through all the controls. Forget it. Anyway, that is it for this episode. To be honest, I did not know how far we could zoom out on Link. We will zoom in on Link. There we go. Hold on a sec. Let's have him point the sun in the direction of the sun. Alright, that works. So next time on Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, we will be continuing forth. We'll be exploring Dragon Roost Island and possibly getting to our first dungeon.